Hello and welcome, this is Mousecunner, and we're back with some more of the multi-consumer products playthrough of Stellaris using the MegaCorp DLC. At the end of the last video, I had a couple things that I was looking into. The first thing is the upgrade of the alloy foundries to the alloy megaforges. I realized that this does have an upkeep of the strategic resource, and I'm only producing 2 at the moment, so I don't think it's a good idea to produce both, because that would take up all of my income of the strategic resource. So as a result, I'm going to remove one of the upgrades, and maybe that's something we'll do in the future. This is still going to give me 3 additional jobs, so that will meet our needs for the meantime. Now, the other thing that I was looking into at the end of the last video, or trying to figure out, was how slavery worked. It's not something I really have any experience with, and previous playthroughs of Stellaris, I didn't use slavery. The empires I was playing as didn't use slavery, so it's not something I had experience with, and it's also probably something that's changed over time. So I was looking to enslave the Vem in this war, as I've conquered one of their planets, and I was thinking it was maybe possible to enslave the population of the occupied planet. Well, that is not how it works in the current version of the game. You can do raids if you have your empire set up that way, but we aren't set up that way. Instead, if I wanted to be able to enslave the Vem population, what I would have needed to do is do a different war goal. I would have needed to claim their populated planets, win them in the war, then I could, once I actually controlled the planet, enslave population as I needed. And then once I was done with that, in theory, what I could do is release them as a subsidiary, which is our version of a vassal. At least I think a MegaCorp could do that. A normal empire could release somebody as a vassal. They would then become the government type that I have, which would be technically a good thing for me. So that's the way we could have done that. I could have conquered all of the Vem, enslaved what population I needed, and then turned the rest back into a subsidiary. Instead, I've done a subsidiary war, and as a result, I don't think I'll have the opportunity to enslave any of their population. There may be certain elements of that I don't have entirely full understanding of, but that's the most I could get out of what research I was able to do. So hopefully we're all on the same page on that one, and we can commence the war. So where I left off, I didn't want to select the fleet, I wanted to select the planet. Where I left off, I have conquered this planet. My fleet is all ready to go. I'm trying to remember. I did have troops. They're probably coming to meet up in this system, so now that we've already conquered it, there's no reason to tell them to land, so we'll just tell them to enter orbit. Because the troops that already landed, they automatically go back out into orbit. At least I think that's how that works. We go to armies. Yeah, there's nothing here at the moment. So they're in orbit. So we'll have those guys come together. But I don't see a reason why not to push the war. We should be in an advantaged position because we've just taken the enemy's capital. Let's take a look on the board here. So we do have another populated planet right nearby. And that's also where the enemy fleet is, so we could do a little bit of damage to them as well. So as a result, I really don't see a reason why not to take the anchor and the deep sea and just immediately have them jump into the Hark system here. We don't really want them to necessarily go straight into the middle though, so let's have them go a little bit on the outer edge here. Oh, another thing I may have wanted to look into is another admiral. Did I hire one? Leaders. I did not. Let's see what we can get, because we do have 2 fleets. Now I could merge the 2 fleets together. There's nothing that would stop me from doing that, because we have enough capacity in those fleets to be able to. We could do a reduction in ship upkeep. We could do ship fire rate. Well, that sounds good. And an increase in sublight speed. Or more, well, hull points and damage. I kind of like the aggressive admiral here. And you are all about speed. Okay. Well, yeah, let's go ahead and grab this guy. Recruit cost is going to be kind of high. We currently are not really making a lot of money, so it may be a bad idea to get the Admiral because we'll have to upkeep him. You know what, I'll forego. We're going to win the war anyway. Let's just start getting moving here. I don't think there's anything else we have to worry about on our planets. Looking at things like jobs and housing, we're all good there. Jobs, housing, amenities, all good. We're in the system. These don't fight. Yeah. Yeah, they're not going to fight, I don't think. What we want to do is we want their and the enemy fleet to come engage me. They might not do it because I have so much more fleet power than they do. While we're at it, Regulus Prime, how are you? It looks like we're all good. Yeah, all right. So outside of the little bit of unemployment, which we're working towards. Let's wait until all their fleet shows up. So they have a colony ship here, which is trying to run away. We actually don't want to blow that up. Okay. Let's just have the action start. I also want to keep an eye
competitors engaged
on my transport fleets and make sure that they're merging together. And then we'll have them come over once the fighting's done.
Research actualized.
Oh, we got some research popping out. Take a look at that. Let's also make sure my science vessels and everything are doing stuff. The construction ship isn't doing anything, but that, you know, that's fine because I don't think it has anything to do. Okay, so oh good, this is the good research that we've been waiting for. Okay, so Corvette build speed, okay, I don't really necessarily care about that one. Get more engineering research, space torpedoes. We're really not built up to take advantage of that, but it is something we could do. We could unlock afterburners. I don't necessarily like this. I like more power. Now, more armor, that sounds good. So out of the bunch, we do have a bonus towards this, but it's an expensive tech for us at the moment, whereas a lot of these other ones are cheaper. There are advantages to doing this, because the ships are cheaper and faster to build, sure, but I kind of want to transition away from Corvettes. We have plenty of those. I mean, we could always build up more fleets, sure, but at the moment we're at our naval capacity limit. So it really doesn't matter if we can build ships faster. I think getting our ships being more capable sounds like a good idea. So let's get upgraded armor here. But that upgrade is what we're really looking forward to. So starting off, I'm going to go to Sirafe Station, our main base. As a matter of fact, thinking about it, what would be the best base for us to upgrade right at this moment? Because I can't do this too many times because this is very expensive. I only have 1,000 alloy. I could do it twice in theory. So what systems are really, really important for me right now? Well, in theory, this station could be very important because of the gate. This station was important, but I don't think it's as important now, because of the fact that we're going to probably win this war and gain control of these guys. So probably not as important. And obviously this is our main base. But the question is, could we really do a lot with that? And then Gargantua is really important because it's a trade hub for us. And Gargantua, we could do things like... Oops. Not quite what I want to do. Do we have a trade hub here? We do. You know what? I'll go ahead and do the upgrade here. So I'll upgrade this to a Starhold. Okay. I'm only going to do the one at the moment. Oh, also, Nicklum has something going on. Ah, okay, so we've got another building slot. What do we need? We do need energy credits. But once this war is over, we're going to get a bunch from the subsidiary thing. Amenities and housing are all right at the moment. Let's take a look at the list, at the very least. So, chemical plant, that would give us more of the strategic resource, which would allow us to get that upgrade of alloy. And honestly, producing more alloy is probably a really good idea. Now, this only gives us one job. That's kind of the downside of it. Civilian industries, we're doing all right with consumer goods, but that may be a problem sometime in the future, but that's something we could probably wait on. This will get us... Oh, you know what? Is that new? It actually tells you job-based production and amenities. I don't think it used to do that. I could be wrong on that, but I don't remember seeing that. Okay, we've got the corporate culture site. This could be good just from the standpoint of just getting us more unity, which is real nice. Yeah, I don't remember these actual numbers being listed before. That's really cool, the addition there. So now you can actually do a little bit more math. If it was there, I missed it. Well, that's a lot of amenities. It does also give unity, which is cool. Crime isn't really a concern at the moment on Hicklum, so we don't really need precinct houses. That would do minus 50 to crime. So yeah, the fact that there's no crime, we don't have to really worry about that at the moment. Research labs, that could always be good, and it does give us 2 jobs, and it's quite a lot of consumer goods. Do we want the robot? I mean, the robot would fill out the population faster, but then of course we'd have to worry about some things. I think another robot assembly plant wouldn't necessarily be bad. Although, on the other hand, we could always transfer population from Goroth. Like, if the population is a little too high, we could take some robots and throw them over. As a matter of fact, that might not be a bad idea, considering we have unemployment. We could throw one of our robots over on Hicklum or Regulus. Right now, Hicklum is the one that would probably be the better of the two, right? Where are we on that scale? So we have 15 people here, 12 people here. Well, if we want to get to the next building, actually it would make sense to go to Regulus, wouldn't it? Okay. How many jobs do we have in Regulus? 16. Okay, well we could afford that. So population. Pop these guys out. We're gonna grab one of these robots. And we're going to resettle that population. And I'm going to go to Regulus and just grab one robot. So robot, resettle pop to Regulus Prime. Now, it'll probably take a little bit of time, I would imagine. Or maybe not. It probably costs us resources, I would imagine. Well, in any case, that does that. Let's get that building, though. So, yeah, I don't think we want to do that, because one assembly plant somewhere is fine. So I think we should do something that produces for us. So either research or some other good job for us. Energy credits is tempting, because we also have a bonus towards it. It would only produce 4 for us, though, so that's really not seemingly that great. I mean, maybe once we got it upgraded and stuff. I don't know what the upgrade tree for it is. I don't think I have been taking many of the upgrades. Yeah, you know what? I'm just going to go with another chemical plant, because I think it would help us get that other alloy upgrade, and yeah, that's the route I'm going to take. Maybe there were better choices, but that's what I'm going to go with. Okay, let's go back over here. Take a look at this fight. Ah, okay, there's some debris. We have a tradition available. I'm going to go ahead and grab the one science ship, which is where at the moment? I think we had one in the area. Where are you, science ship? Oh, you actually may be somewhere else. You're here. Okay. We're having you explore. So, maybe you just keep going over this way. Alright, and then you're doing the survey. Well, we can wait until the survey's done, so no need to rush on that, because, yeah, it has a time limit, but we'll have plenty of time. Okay, let's take a look at our traditions. I think there was a very clear path I wanted to go. Now is to get more administrative cap. Increased by 20. Yeah, for sure. Yep. Okay. Now we're not in as big of a problem as far as being over admin cap. So research should be faster. We're going to, I mean, we got a little bit reduction there, but now our construction ship has something to do. And that something is going to be building an outpost. Now the question is, where should we build? I think, if I remember correctly, the wise place to build it would be maybe in here. Well, actually, no. Hold on. So we skip over this. We could do 4, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, those would be the systems we'd want. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we should be able to afford that, because 4 would be another 8. So that would put us at 65, which is just below where we'd want to go. So we're going to grab that construction ship right there. We're going to build our first one here, because we, you know, closest is best, because it's going to be a ramp up of cost the further we are away from our borders. So off you go. I'm going to skip over this because this system is kind of pointless. All right, let's get back into the fight. At this stage, we're still waiting for that other transport fleet to show up. I don't think we're going to take any serious damage here. We could always click on the fight and find out how we're doing. Looks okay. We'll maybe have to do a little bit of repairs. Okay. No, you know, we don't want to leave the system just yet. Stay put. Where's the planet? Right there. Let's look around, make sure there's no other planets in the area. All right, so we're going to start the bombardment. We're going to go ahead and put you on indiscriminate. Just annihilate these guys. Okay, you two guys
actualized.
Are together. Let's merge. Let's have them come over here. Just have them enter orbit for now. Got another research. Starbase capacity +2. Okay, so that means we can get more starbases, which we're going to want to need soon anyway, I think. All right, so we've got habitability +5%. That's not a bad one to do. Though we're not going to do a lot of colonizing. My current expansion is more about trade. Unlocks building planetary capital. What does that do? Just a further upgrade. Okay, that wouldn't necessarily be bad. Hall of Judgment. So that sounds like an upgrade to our police station, more or less. I know it's called something else, but okay. You know what? Honestly, I like this one. Take this one. And that's going to go down high-level buildings. I'm sorry, influent. Wait, administrative path. That's the word I'm looking for. All right, let's let's continue here. So the goal is just to bombard these guys down. What kind of armies are we looking at? Okay, so they built up a fair amount of units here. Oh, Peter died. Of our scientists. So I'm going to look at my science ships. Okay, so as a scientist in my research, and I do have a spare scientist, so this isn't necessarily a huge problem. Yeah, right here. Now, we are losing bonuses. That's the problem. But this guy is well experienced, so it's not going to be a huge downturn. But that was one of our better scientists, if I remember correctly, so it's unfortunate that we lose him, but oh well. So we have 8 military power 203. They have 348. That's a lot. Okay, so survey speed and automatic exploration. Good. Let's do some new research here. Okay, colony development speed I don't care about. Planetary FTL inhibitor, Starbase FTL inhibitor. That could be good. Barrier point defense. That could be much better. This has more applications, so more expensive, but is going to improve the ability of our ships and things. Non-aggression pact invitation. Oh, so these are other empires. Let's get a little bit of a look at the map. We can remind ourselves where these guys are. So the Gorf citizen state. Well, there's one of them, the Vagaros. And the Gorf citizen state. These guys are now in a non-aggression pact. All right, well, this is a good point to go ahead and put a cut in the video. I hope you guys have enjoyed. This is Mouse Gunner signing out.